Hello, what is up, everybody? Thank you for being here today. Uh, you all know what this is all about. Ladies of Lawn Care. I'm just going to introduce you to as many of them as I can find. Show them some love when they come in. And without any more talking, I'm going to bring in my buddy Joy from Sprucing Up Georgia. Joy, what's
Hey,
up?
what's up?
Hey, thank you for being here tonight.
Thanks for having
Yeah,
me.
yeah. How you feeling? What's going on?
Good. Very good.
Looking
Glad to
good,
be here.
looking good, looking good. So, guys, before we get into this with Joy, you see up on the screen there is going to be a holiday giveaway tonight. So, this is what you need to do. At the end of the show, we'll go ahead and give away this item. So, what I need you to do is find my video. I think it was my last video. It's called "Is That Paint on the Grass?" So find the video and comment "paint it." Just put "paint it" in the comments, and at the end of the show, I will pick a winner from those comments. And what you will be winning is this fancy dancy girls on mug. I will give you that. It's pretty cool. I like it a lot. So that's what you'll be getting. So now, Joy, the floor
Yes.
is yours. Tell us a little bit about you and your business, and it's on you.
All right. Well, I'm Joy. I'm the owner of Sprucing Up Georgia. We're located in Georgia, hence the name. Specifically in Kennesaw, Georgia, which is probably about 20, 30 minutes, depending on traffic, outside of north of Atlanta. So we pretty much cut grass anywhere from say about February on a good year, occasionally, all the way up until now. We're still mowing. But I'm originally from New York, and Georgia's been home for since I think about 2005 or so. So it's home
Okay,
now.
all right.
Yes, the
That's
New York
cool.
accent is gone.
So how long have you been in business?
Started in officially January of 2013.
2013. Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
so this is
Um,
going to be about 10th season coming up.
yeah, we got a couple Georgia people in here. CR, I know she's in Georgia and she has that
Yay.
Bermuda grass, right?
Oh yeah,
CR. She loves her Bermuda grass too.
it is pretty. It is pretty.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about why you got into the lawn care business?
Really just happenstance, if that's a word. Is that a word?
Hey,
Just kind of
whatever.
happens. Well, we're gonna go with the
Yeah,
happenstance.
there you go.
Um, I actually just kind of fell into my lap. Really, my department was laid off. I used to work for a nonprofit in the school system. So
Hmm.
end of the year, the contract they didn't renew it. So about 90% of us were let go. So it was kind of figuring out, what do you want to do next? Do you want to go back to work?
Yeah,
And you're slightly a little bit burnt out, if I'm not being honest, from that. So it's either you go back in or you try to do something on your own and just played around with different ideas. And since we're in Georgia, just lawn care and some other family members also had some experience in working with larger firms, like managing their property maintenance and things like that. So that idea kind of came in and was like, hey,
yeah,
let's try it out.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's
What
working.
and so it worked. So what you did you say what you were doing prior to lawn care, getting into lawn
Oh,
care?
I was a graduation coach
Okay.
for a nonprofit called Communities in Schools. So it's pretty much like a graduation coach position. It's kind of like an additional school counselor, mentor, social worker, all wrapped into one.
Okay.
So we worked in elementary, middle, and high schools.
So the reason I asked you that is because that's a huge difference from lawn
Yes.
maintenance. So how did that transition go? How did you Was it a smooth transition or How did that work out?
No, it was 1 foot in and 1 foot out for, if I'm being honest, for a long time. Like,
Okay.
because it wasn't planned. If you would have asked me, like, "Hey, Joy, you gonna start a lawn business?" I would have looked at you like you were crazy.
Right.
Oh, why would I do that?
Right. Right.
But yeah, so if I'm being honest, it was kind of 1 foot in and 1 foot out, because it was something that wasn't planned. I
Right.
never would. I went to school for social work, so
Correct.
lawn care and social work, that was not one of my courses. So but it's working out. It took me a while to get to as passionate and excited about it as I am now. Just because, it wasn't planned. I still do miss the kids in the schools, and especially when school starts. And I actually live by a school, so it's so you see them going in and out every day, and
Yeah.
I still keep in contact with a couple, so you miss it.
Yeah, you do miss it. That's interesting to hear that you miss it.
Yeah.
No, I'm just
Yeah.
saying. I'm just thinking about
I
my
miss I
kids.
miss the kids.
And
I don't miss like actually getting up and going to work
oh
and working
yeah,
for somebody else, all that part. Like I miss the relationships that I had,
yeah.
coworkers, things like
Oh
that.
yeah,
That
absolutely,
part. Yeah.
absolutely. So, I think that you chose a great name for your business. Is there a story behind how you chose Sprucing Up Georgia?
My theme of today, happenstance. We just think actually when we started the business, because I started in January.
Hmm.
So say I got laid off in June, so I didn't officially start until January. So starting a lawn business in January, there isn't any grass to cut, particularly when you just started and you have zero customers. So a friend of mine said, "Hey, who was also laid off, said she happened to mention to make some money, she started cleaning houses." So I was like, I don't know about that, but I wound up doing it, and so that's how the name came out because I decided to do the lawns and also clean houses as well. So
Okay.
sprucing up, I wanted something that represented taking care of both the inside and outside of your home.
Yeah, that's
So
perfect
with
name.
thinking of names, went to my old handy dandy thesaurus that I my mom gave. I still have it for sentimental reasons. My mom gave it to me freshman year. It's actually still in my closet in the other room. Went through there and just scrolled through names and landed upon sprucing up. And since Georgia's, it took me a while also to get used to Georgia being my home. Maybe
Yeah,
that's the New Yorker in me,
yeah,
not
yeah,
one to let that go. So that kind
yeah.
of came. That's
Vito's.
where the Georgia part came in. Yeah.
Yeah, you got some New Yorkers in
So,
here. Vito, the aerial man, he's
cool.
in here
Hey, New
from New
England.
York. And Grace is saying that her brother is in Powder Springs, Georgia. You know,
Yeah,
familiar with that area?
that's depending on where. Yeah, that's about say 30 minutes
Okay.
from where I am. I get west of where I am.
Okay. And what's your radius for your clients?
That we from say where I actually live, I'd say probably about 15 miles. Um, but it's so more so clustered because I used to live further down,
Hmm.
further closer towards Atlanta. So I still have a large base of my regular customers that are in Smyrna. With Grace would know, or her brother would know where that is. Closer to downtown, like a Smyrna, Cold Vinings area. So I have a large base there. So basically, from where I used to live all the way up the interstate to where I am now, and I stay kind of real close to that interstate just for traffic wise. Because
Yeah.
if you've ever been in Atlanta, it's a nightmare. So the less you have to commute with a truck and a trailer, the better.
I think Vito wants to know what part of New York are you from?
Oh, Queens and Flushing,
Nice. Queens. I thought you was gonna say
Flushing,
some part I've
Queens.
never heard of, but I've heard of
Oh,
Queens.
yes, the largest borough.
All right. Is it just you or do you have employees that work with you?
Don't have employees. My boyfriend is like my number one major helper. In addition to him, so he, for the most part, usually does most of the mowing. When we do go out by us, it's usually just me and him. He'll do the majority of the mowing, and I'll do like the weed eating and blowing and hedge trimming and things like that. But on solo days, obviously, I'm doing everything. So it just depends. But on like larger jobs, that we have a really large mulch install, a pine straw. Sometimes we'll grab a few like regular kids that we use, some of which are in college, to help with those because I'm 40, he's 50, so we got a whole bunch of mulch to put down. We'll definitely recruit some younger muscle.
go.
to
Hey,
help
there's
out
nothing
with
wrong
those
with that.
jobs. Yeah.
It's always college kids out there looking to help, on their breaks and stuff. So
Yes,
that's smart.
they come in handy.
Smart to do that.
They come in handy.
All right. So we taught you. You just mentioned a little bit about your services. So that's perfect for us to get into looking at. Let's look at some of your work. All right. So
Cool.
I call myself being a little bit clever, and the background is supposed to be like Atlanta, but it's just
I
hard to
did
see it
catch
with us
that.
on the screen. So that's what it's supposed to be.
I got it.
Yeah. So, all right. So I'm gonna let you. Can you see the slide on your screen? You see? Is it up?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. So
Not on.
there's some type of lag here.
Oh wait. You know what? It's on my phone. I can see it on my phone, but not the computer yet.
Okay.
So the two is it images? Because I don't have it on my laptop. It's
Yeah,
two
it's two
pictures you're
images.
looking at.
So it's a before and
Okay,
after on both of these here. Looks like you did some
got it.
hedge work.
Hedge trimming, yeah. I figure we start with these two slides are both as the title says, before and afters. The top one is actually one of my neighbors'
Mm-hmm.
yards that I do a few houses down, and that is that customer they get regular lawn maintenance along with hedge trimming as needed, which is the reason why that hedge looks so kind of a little crazy.
Yeah.
Because that one is more of as needed, as in whenever they say you can go ahead and trim it and we'll compensate you for you. That's when that one gets trimmed. So actually doing that one was kind of fun because we sat as I was trimming it. He was literally just standing on the porch just talking to me as I was trimming it. And his family's from Jamaica, so we had a nice little cool chat. But one of the other reason I posted that picture was because it's a little light hedge trimming, but
Uh-huh.
even like the one under it with the yard cleanup, that other picture that was a yard cleanup that was on there, that's also again with schedule and time and money wise.
Yeah.
It's a little different when you're doing your own yard because you have to keep in mind, your budget and your time as well. Like you may want to do $1,000 job, but if that's not what you're being paid, then you kind of have to tailor your services to
Right.
that customer's budget and to that customer's needs. So
Gotcha. Gotcha. So I swear I went on to the next picture hoping that it pops up. Is it on your screen yet?
I can see it on the phone.
You can see it on the phone, but you can't see it on your
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah, no, I can't see it on the screen.
Okay.
But yeah. The next one is pine straw job. I threw that one in there because I know you've been talking about pine straw
Yeah.
lately. Your new
Man, this
fascination
pine
with
straw
pine
is so
straw.
interesting.
Yeah. In addition to like the beds that you probably see, I think we see a lot on like YouTube and Instagram. People, a lot of customers also will use it for like retention. Like that particular is on a hill, a very steep hill, by the way. Like probably about 20 feet in the air. It's used to help with erosion control. So it's not just something that looks pretty around tree rings and mulch beds and things like that. A lot of people use it in much larger areas as well. That kind of keeps all that dirt and everything from just washing away.
Hmm. Yeah, I
So
was
that
talking to
install,
India about that too. That this, she's like, she couldn't believe that I'd never heard of it. Like
I
this,
know when you said that, I was like, who's never heard of pine straw? And then you said you had it in your backyard. It's
I
like, what?
mean, you fall and I just blow it on back out there to the back. So, but I
To
won't do
pick it
that
up and
anymore.
sell it.
That's very interesting, and its pine straw has piqued my interest for sure. All right, so we're on to now. This is nice. I'm assuming this is fescue. Yes, CR,
Let's
this is fescue. If you're
see.
listening, I don't think this is Bermuda.
Oh, I can't see it yet, but oh yeah, that's one of our longtime regulars. Actually, that's the same customer. Yeah, that is fescue. That is actually one of the best looking, well kept fescue yards that we have. We do have several with fescue, and that's the best one right there. And he takes very good care of it.
So, out of your customers, are the majority are like, do you have customers like, do you have more fescue, a certain type of grass for your customers, or it's just like a
Mm,
even mix of different types?
I'd say it's a mix of from weeds to Bermuda. I'll say it's a combination of weeds, Bermuda, and
You
fescue.
said weeds.
Yes, Everybody, yeah,
It's
yeah.
not,
Don't let
it's,
Instagram and YouTube fool you. There are a lot of people out there with weeds and whatnot. Everyone is not out there spraying and treating. Get some people, it's just not their thing. They're
yeah,
just some, you have some customers who just like just keep it cut. It's,
they just
grass
want you to
is,
cut the weeds. Hey,
yeah,
it is what it is, right?
yeah.
Hey,
We're definitely, if
that's a
you
really
have
nice
weeds, I
one.
will definitely recommend and try to push, hey, why don't you, contact the weed control service, or at the very least, hey, we can throw down some weeding feed for you. And people usually go for it, but then others are just, it's not something they're interested in, and that's it. For a lot of reasons. Sometimes people are renting, sometimes, especially if someone's renting,
Hmm.
a lot of times they may not want to, you know, put extra money into something that they don't own. So
Yeah.
that's a big factor too. Usually renters are I would say majority of people who have weeds are renters. Actually, I shouldn't say that. It's renters and homeowners. It's a mix.
Hmm. So bouncing a little bit back to the weeds. So you don't do herbicides, right? Or fertilizers or any of that. You don't spray any liquids. You don't. What is it? What's incorporated in the services that you offer?
Well, we don't. Well, we're not licensed or what have you to do the sprays and whatnot as a business. If you do want me to put something down for you, like a weed and feed product, we can put that down for a customer, and it really does make a big difference if you follow the directions. For anyone else that is watching,
Yeah.
if you actually follow the directions to a T on the bag, it does work, and it will not burn your lawn. Um, but we will spray the things that we will spray are like for your cracks in your driveway and
Hmm.
but non-selective herbicides, just to clean up those curbs, driveways, keep weeds out of your bed, things. So those type of sprays we do.
Gotcha. Gotcha. All right. So moving on to I'm guessing India's talking about the color of this pine straw in this next
Oh
picture.
yeah, that's what I was telling you. Actually, that particular day it rained. It was pouring. It was literally raining as I was doing it,
That
as
looks
we was
like
putting it down.
really nice. Like I like the contrast of it's around some mulch, but that contrast
Yes.
looks really good.
Yeah, and there are two. There's a regular pine straw, and then there's a long red needle. And that red needle,
Hmm.
it's of course it naturally costs more because it's prettier and it lasts much longer than say some of the not so nice quality pine straw that you may get from some of your big box stores.
Yeah.
Those will be really nice. You don't have a lot of sticks and pine cones and trash and all the other things in there. It's really nice. And when the rain hits it, that color just really, really pops.
Okay. So Vito has a question for you. He's saying, can you see the question on the screen?
Um, no, I
Okay.
don't know
So
why.
he's saying, do you apply any SLS Simple On Solutions products or um, GCI? I think that's GCI turf products. Oh no, Green County fertilizer products for any of your customers. So the Simple On Solutions and the Next,
No.
you don't use the Next, any of that stuff?
No, we've never really used any of those products. Yeah.
Yeah, you and I were talking a little bit about Simple On Solutions, I believe, but that's like, just spray that spray it's like on that grass.
Right, yeah.
Spray that fertilizer on there. That
Oh,
stuff is good. It's some good stuff.
yeah. I would say most of our aside from the ones who don't have weeds, a lot of customers we inherit already have weed control services. Majority of them already have established services by the time we get to them, or if they don't, we'll recommend someone. If
Okay.
I don't recommend a specific company, one little tip I'll give someone if they're searching for someone, I'll say, hey, look at someone in your subdivision
Hmm.
with a really, really nice lawn, ask them who their current provider is, because more than likely you'll get that same person, and then you may even get a referral discount
Yeah.
since you're in the same neighborhood. So,
Yeah. I think that's a good plan to do that. So I moved on to the next picture. I see that you've done some landscaping here and looks like some hedge trimming possibly.
that one is actually hedge and shrub removal. So, in addition to the two main services that we have, which are the yard cleanups and lawn maintenance, we also do additional services, and that's one of them. So, in that one, that's a regular customer as well. She wanted her hedges, shrubs removed because they were a little diseased.
Yeah.
So she had some. So we removed the shrubs, include and the stumps as well, and all the roots, and then planted our rose, about 3 or 4 rose bushes, knockout roses. And then it's not in that picture, but then mulch was installed as well. I believe
Okay.
she has black mulch down there, so it looks
Okay.
really nice.
I'm still here. I'm just talking. Oh
You're good.
wow. Oh wow. This is beautiful.
What's that?
Do you see that one yet? It's
No, it's still the
looks like a nice bed of fescue there.
fescue. Yeah, yeah, that one. That's actually another probably a different day of that same customer from earlier. That fescue, it's cut once a week, hence all the lines. And it's a narrow strip, so you can't exactly switch up the direction too much. But that one is cut on a weekly basis. And for the most part, if it's that green, that's definitely towards the beginning. I'd say about spring, because in August fescue. I don't know I know you're in Virginia, I believe. I don't know how yours goes in the summertime, but in the summer, it gets it's not as green. It starts to get a little brown, a little patchy in a few spots, but then once fall hits, it kind of bounces back.
Okay. Gotcha. Sorry. Let me turn my phone off.
Oh, you're good.
All right. Let me get back on the screen here. Here I am. All right. So this one, hopefully you can see it. This looks nice and clean. So I don't know what kind of grass it is, but I want to know. But it looks, I guess it's probably a cleanup or something you guys did.
Actually, nope, that's a regular customer as well. That's just lawn maintenance. We've never actually had to do a cleanup on them. It's Bermuda, and that one
Bermuda.
was cut. When was that picture? From last month was that picture was taken.
Okay.
So that yard is actually cut really low as well.
Mm-hmm.
We've been cutting it since I think the end of spring, summer, and it does. We do have to keep it really, really low. It's a new, but reason being that it's a new, what do you call it? New construction. So this is the first year they just had sod installed, I think, the beginning of this year, probably January, February. So they've had struggled with weeds. So once we came on, started mowing it towards the end of the spring, their grass wasn't really growing. It still hasn't really grown to this point, but they have a lot of like those broadleaf weeds that are really a huge eyesore. So to keep it down in between visits, we've been cutting it really low
Mm-hmm.
on top of them getting it treated. So it's getting better, but it's definitely cut a lot lower than we would normally cut it just to keep those weeds at bay since it's not an eyesore in between those biweekly visits.
So is it brown? The brown spots, is that due to the temperatures right now and
Oh, well,
Bermuda
yeah,
going
that's
dormant?
going dormant. Yeah,
Okay.
it is going dormant. Yeah,
Okay.
and probably right now, I'd say that yard is probably completely dormant by now because that was, I think, about the middle of November. I think around, but before Thanksgiving, I'm pretty sure is the last time I mowed that one.
Okay. So we have a couple questions for you. So India's asking, do you plan on expanding into fertilizing and doing the herbicides and things?
I've thought about it here and there because actually, another one of our customers asked me to. We actually spray their fescue, a couple of them for their fungicide from, and they actually are the ones that they have their own products. He mixes it up and everything, or actually, and I've started to mix it up for him on his behalf and just go ahead and spray it down. And now we're talking to you the last couple of times. I'm like, well, maybe I should, because he mentioned it also. He's like, well, you do my yard, you should do other people's. And
Yeah. Do
it's
you, I
just
mean,
something that, yeah.
so it was for Virginia to get the fertilizer one wasn't painful at all. So do you know like what are the
I
stipulations
haven't
of
even
doing?
really looked into like the
Okay.
cost of it because it's not really something I was focused on. It's really just into like loving the yard cleanups, those transformations, and the
Yeah.
lawn maintenance. So, but I think it is probably something I should do because we get requests for it all the time whenever we do bring on customers, and I do always have to say no or recommend someone or say, hey, I can put down some weeding for you or something like that. But it's definitely something I should probably look more into, and I'm sure I can make even more money off of. So
Yeah,
especially
I
since I'm
mean,
already getting asked that question. So
yeah, at least the
you make
fertilizing.
it
I
look
think.
so easy. So, I'm kidding,
All
I'm
right.
kidding.
So Grace wants to know how many accounts do you have?
It's a mix, I say, out of because we have our main customers cut into like our yard cleanups, and then we have our regulars. So I have about say 60 to 70 regulars, and by regulars I would say those are like our weekly and bi-weekly customers.
Mm-hmm.
And then to supplement, in addition to that, those customers, then you have your yard cleanups.
Yeah.
So we have several of those scheduled throughout the month, and then on top of that, you throw in like your one-time customers, like your mulches, refresh, your pine straw refreshes. We also do yard debris removal,
Mm-hmm.
some of the hedge trimming as well. Sometimes people just call us out just to do hedge trimming, weeding beds, or cutting up if you have fallen limbs. We're not a tree service, but can cut up limbs and things like that and take things like that away. So we don't just do just the regular lawn maintenance.
Very cool. Very, very cool. All right, so let's look at this next picture. I'm gonna guess that this is Bermuda as well in this picture.
Yes, that one is Bermuda as well. And that one is a new customer. We've cut her grass, I think, twice. Actually, no, serviced her twice so far. But we've only mowed it one time. So we inherited her. She had a lawn services pretty in pretty good shape. So got lucky on that one. She's a new customer from about a couple of months ago. So this picture is actually an after picture from a yard cleanup that she started out as. So her bushes, there was a crepe myrtle just right in the middle of all those bushes, right in front of the house. We cut that down, cut back a lot of her bushes, shaped up her boxwoods quite a bit, mowed, and I think and then a second project of hers was like a backyard cleanup, which is also something that we do as well. So kind of cleaned everything out, her whole back hill she had, so that way she can kind of see, where she's at and if she wants to remove anything else or add some plants, flowers, mulch, what have you.
All right. It looks good. So that looks nice and neat and clean. I like it. I like the little
Yeah.
red brick lining the
Yeah, it's very
area there
cute.
to the
Yeah.
side too and around the trees. All right, so Greg wants to know what is your preferred type of mowing, zero turn or push?
I like both. I will say I like both, but I'll have to say I love my turf mat. I don't have a turf master. I don't know why I said that. I was looking at a turf master the other day in the store. I guess that's why it's in my brain. My time master is what I actually have. That I would say is my favorite mower. It's actually my boyfriend's favorite mower too. We have a 50-inch, and I actually still use our original 42-inch mower as well, because it still works. So, and it's paid for.
That's right.
But yeah, I would say out of my favorite mowers, I love the 50-inch, but I love the Time Master. Something about it, it just, I don't know, it just goes. It just, it's
Yeah,
just cool. I love it.
yeah.
I was looking into a Turf Master, which is why that was in my brain, but because I want another one, debating whether I should get another Time Master or not, or get the Turf Master. But since I think probably just gonna get another Time Master because it's 40 pounds lighter, so I can't,
I
and
actually don't
twice as much.
know. I don't know the difference. What's a turf master versus I know the time master. I know what that is, but
Oh, well, they're both Toro. They're both Toro lawnmowers, and they're
uh-huh.
both 30-inch mowers. The
Uh-huh.
Time Master is the residential version of
Uh-huh.
the two, and
Okay.
the Turf Masters, part of me, is the commercial version. So the
Ah,
commercial version, like the deck is a lot heavier. It has a guard on it, surrounding the engine. Um, it's pretty much the main. The gas can, the gas holds a lot more gas than the Time Master.
mm-hmm.
Um, but I mean, they're both same 30-inch, and the pro version is commercial version. Part of me is about twice the cost, and I believe weighs about 40, 55 pounds more.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay. That's a big difference.
yeah, and for me, I'm 5'4", so I'm like, it's
Yeah.
the Time Master, the residential might be enough.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I moved on to the next picture. This one looks interesting too. The bottom. I don't know if this is a before and after though. So you'll have to
Yes,
tell me. It is.
that is a
So what was
before and
going
after.
on the bottom? Like, what was going on with that?
The bottom, that customer actually, I was mowing a customer across the street, and him and his wife came over and asked me if I could help with their yard. He actually wanted it taken down. Several. He actually wanted to take it down pretty much to the dirt. But for time's sake and money's sake as well, I wasn't able to do that. But I did take it down several. I think it started it was about a 3 something, and I took it down to maybe 2 point. I don't think I got it down to 2. I think I got it down to about 2.5. But
Mm-hmm.
that was a lot of grass to take down, and also time of day because it was at the end of the day. Like I said, that wasn't a planned customer. He literally just stopped me as I was mowing his neighbor. So I took it, time's sake, took it down quite a bit.
Okay. So that what type of grass did you get rid of there?
Well, not really getting rid of it. It's just, underneath, the green is on the top since it's hitting the
Oh
sun.
yeah, yeah.
So you're taking it down a few notches. That, and also by doing that, by taking it down, come springtime, it'll green up a lot quicker. The lower you take it down, the faster he'll green up. Versus
Okay.
some Bermuda customers or Zoysia customers, for example, um, depending on how tall their grass was in the winter,
Mm-hmm.
if they're starting to green up at say April, they might not green up until April, where someone else might green up until March because their grass was a whole lot lower. Therefore, the sun was able to get to those roots and it was able to green up faster than someone who left their Bermuda, say, 3 inches tall,
Okay.
if
So
that
what
makes
was
sense. Hopefully, that makes sense.
so what's the top picture in relation to the bottom?
The top, it's the same exact lawn, same exact day. That's just before.
Oh, the top is the before.
So that grass, yeah.
Ah,
So
I
the top
see.
picture was that same grass on that day at
Mm-hmm.
probably a height of maybe 3.5, and then the bottom picture is I think about 2.5
Okay.
inches.
Well,
And
I
he
know
actually
Grace
wanted it down lower, but
Grace is
I
giving
wasn't
you
able to
guys
do
some
it that
props
day.
there. She was like, you guys are two man, two woman, two-person crew, working 60 lawns. That's a lot.
Yes,
So,
it is a lot. It is
but
a
that's
lot.
good. That's business, right?
Yes, it is a lot.
That's a good thing. All right. So your picture is probably gonna take a
But
second
I
to
will
come
say
up.
with that, we have with the 60 is most of those are bi-weekly.
Okay.
So I know a lot of people do weekly, but we have a lot. We have some weekly, but we have more bi-weekly than weekly,
Okay.
if that helps.
All right. So Vito wants to know what type of lawn do you have? So what grass are you working with at your own house?
Actually, it's a mix, which is weird, which I inherited. One part is fescue, and then the other side is Bermuda. So
Interesting.
yes, it is interesting. One day it'll be all normal and the same, but I don't know why. But there were actually which I could understand why, but I wouldn't do it personally. There are two trees where the fescue is, so I guess
Mm-hmm.
that's why somebody put fescue. On the other side, there aren't any trees. I guess that's where the Bermuda came from. I have no idea.
Gotcha. Gotcha. All right. So we're looks like in this next one you're showing us some of your equipment here. It looks like the Toro. I don't know which one that is. Is that the Time
Oh,
Master?
that would be the Time Master,
Time Master.
that the
And then
30-inch lawnmower.
the top picture, I
And
guess, is the
then
maintenance stuff, the spark plugs
the
and
maintenance, yeah, because I know in one of your other videos, I think one of the last ones, someone was asking about like maintenance and having to take it into the shop and things like that. So
mm-hmm.
I just threw that picture in there just to show you that you can do a lot of your maintenance on your own. I actually do well, I do all of the maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
People assume like sometimes we'll go somewhere and I'll be standing with my boyfriend, and they'll be talking to him about, and I'm looking like it's funny to me because I know he has no idea what you're saying because he does none of it. So you're talking to him about parts and air filters and carburetors, and he's like, I have no idea what you're saying. But anyway, a lot of those, if you just go on, like in that picture is your air filters, those two metal looking things, those are spark plugs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how battery operated, what the maintenance is on your battery stuff.
We
There's
don't need
none.
spark plugs.
No. Well, yeah, that would make sense.
We
But for
don't need
anyone
air
who's watching,
filters.
if you have a gas mower,
We just take care of that battery and it's all good. That's about
yeah,
it. That's
change
about
your
it.
spark plugs. It's really simple. The numbers and whatnot are right on the spark plugs. You can take them to. You don't even have to go to a specialty shop. You can get, actually they're cheaper at AutoZone than they are at my where I go to service, like get the equipment service if it's something I can't handle. A
Nice.
lot of your parts, like your air filters, all of this, everything pretty much has a phone number, has a little number on there. You can just tell the person the number, order your parts online. Some stuff you can find on eBay and even do it yourself. So save you some money
That's what it's all
and
about.
time.
That's what it's. Do you now? I'm curious. Do you sharpen your blades, your own blades?
Yes, we
Yeah.
do. I do.
Yeah, you
Yes.
do.
I used to not. This year I started to, just because of COVID,
Mm-hmm.
like the maintenance, it's like the wait time to get your equipment back is even longer than ever. It's pretty bad to get
So
anything out of a shop.
you mentioned COVID. That was actually one of the questions I had for you. Like, how has that impacted the business, whether that's on a positive scale or negative? Like, how has it really impacted you?
Initially, when it first happened, didn't take too much of a hit. I actually got some customers because of of COVID. People literally told me, "Hey, I got my stimulus check, and that's how I'm paying you." So that worked out on the plus side. And then we also had some customers where they had to downgrade their services or frequency of services because they weren't sure about their job. I thankfully didn't lose any customers. Just had a few that had to, maybe we were doing the entire yard. Now they just, only cut down to just doing the mowing, and they handled the hedge trimming either themselves or it just didn't get done for a while.
Yeah.
In terms of parts, like I said, trying to get parts even from oil to air filters to blades
Mm-hmm.
to we wanted to buy a new lawnmower, was looking to get a new mower, looking to get a new blower, looking to get another truck, all of that. COVID, said no, not gonna happen
Yeah. Yeah.
because it was taking like 2, 3 months just to get a blower.
Wow.
So truck prices were ridiculous. So
So you
that's
just
all
made
been
it
put on
made
the
work
back
what you
burner.
had, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
had to.
Yeah. Yeah. COVID has like it's touched every single parts of our lives. It seems like so. Yeah,
Yeah,
but people are resilient and they're finding ways through it. Um,
definitely.
Now, I would like to know, I'm sure the audience would like to know as well, how, tell us a little bit about what experiences, challenges that you've had as a female lawn care business owner specifically.
Uh, for one, like people don't take you seriously. Well, one, just even based off of looks. I've always been from a kid. I've always been told people think I'm a whole lot younger than what I am. So that's one reason people don't. They think I'm a whole lot younger than I am. Or on the phone, like I'm the one that's on the phone. So then, actually, when I come and ring your doorbell, or you see me in your yard, like, oh wow, you do the work too. Yep,
Mm-hmm.
surprise,
Yeah.
it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely surprised that it's me, especially on like solo days. If I'm out by myself,
Mm-hmm.
people, it's weird because like I think lately I've started paying more attention to it. That's I get like the most attention or most comments like, "Oh wow, are you doing that by yourself?" Or they'll look to see like sometimes I pull in the gas station with the truck in the trail, and the guys are looking in the truck like, "Did you just get out of the driver's seat? Like really by yourself?" Yeah,
Yeah.
there are a few of us out here.
I mean, there are a
A
lot of
few.
us out here, to be honest with you. We just, I don't know, but a little bit in the shadows, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I'll be honest, I think I've only seen like actually not Instagram or YouTube, but in person, I've only seen probably 2 women solo, just out and about
Yeah.
the whole
Well, I
time.
mean, until I went looking for you guys, I hadn't seen very many at all, and I was like,
Yeah.
this can't be the reality. I know that there are more out here doing it, and so thus this series like just kind of introduced people to the female people that are out here kind of getting it done. Um,
Yeah, I think it's good. It's inspiring. It's to see other women doing it. That's
hmm
one reason I wasn't really big into like social media and Instagram, but I found good in it because there are a lot of, like you said, you realize there's so many women that are actually into lawn care, into landscaping, into pesticides and taking care of their lawn, and you don't assume that. You think, unfortunately, you think like everyone else that it's a male dominated field, which it is, but
right.
we're breaking through here and there.
Yeah. I mean, we just want to be a part of the camaraderie, you know. Most of the people.
Girls mode too.
Yeah, right. Girls mode too. And you know what I found in my experience, I've had great people have received me very well. Men, women, the community has been great to me. So, but I have in my personal business, I've run into some blocks and things because I'm a female, and because I look younger as well. But we persevere. We'll get past
Yeah.
that. Just kind of hanging out with everybody. We just want to hang out and have fun.
Yeah. Yeah, now
um,
it used to bother me at first, but now it's actually kind of funny. Like I sometimes I'll just sit back and just I'll wait till you figure it out.
right, yeah, yeah. I mean, and
Sometimes I'll just yeah, and other times just for my own maybe probably sick humor. Maybe I shouldn't say that. But sometimes
yeah,
I'll just "Did you it's like 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, it's you that's in
yeah.
charge.
I mean, the thing is, your work speaks for you. I mean, and you're gonna
Yeah, it
have
does.
that initial reaction, but as
And I
soon as
do
they
get
see your
that.
work, then it's all good, you know. And people like,
Yeah.
oh wow, what was I? What was
Yeah.
I thinking?
I know actually the one of the first slides you put up, the yard cleanup, she was like, "Oh my God, I had no idea." And that one I did by myself.
Hmm.
That was a yard cleanup I did on my own, which I usually don't do yard cleanups by myself. She was just like, "I've had grown men, no offense to the grown men watching." She said, "I've had grown men out here that don't work as hard as you just did." So I'm like, "Yeah, thank you."
So, Grace wants to know what brought you to Georgia
Oh,
from New
Georgia
York.
from New York. Let's see, that was a lot of things. That was the cold was a factor. Also, I kind of got spoiled because I went to undergrad at Florida A&M, so being in Florida, and then I went to Pittsburgh for grad school, and then I had some friends that a lot of friends I still kept in contact that were in Atlanta, so that's kind of really what brought me here. Just, I guess I left New York at 17 for college, so by the time I graduated, I hadn't really been there too much, so it just made more sense to come down to Atlanta.
Yep.
Been here ever since.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, we gotta.
Yeah, I should have started when I was younger.
We.
I wish too.
I think we all have that thought. I really wish I would have started when I was younger.
Yeah,
Um,
I went to yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Would
So,
have saved some money on student loans.
uh, I think the funny thing is though. Well, I'm looking for turf management certification. I'm
Cool.
not really trying to get a degree, but I want the certification, and I would have saved myself a lot more money had I pursued this a long time ago instead of pursuing
Yeah,
computers.
definitely. Yeah, but hey,
So,
that's a good field to be in. So,
oh yeah, 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 yeah. For great. Hey, Native Cherokee, Miss Native Cherokee, thank you for joining us.
hey,
Grace is funny. Grace said, "Girl, I'm old enough to be your mom." My mom is in this. My mom is here. I don't know, Grace.
uh,
Oh man. All right. So M Branch, welcome in here, M Branch. I think I missed you coming in. Do you find that customers and their neighbors watch you more closely, watch you work more closely? I actually had that experience where they watch me more closely.
yeah. One thing, customers and neighbors, some of them just watch you, period. Even if it's me and my boyfriend out there,
Yeah.
you'll have people, you'll see the blinds move with the curtains, so people do watch. But yeah, definitely if I'm by myself or yeah, they definitely watch and don't expect you to be able to do the same thing or to get the same, even if it's a regular customer sometimes, which
Yeah.
sometimes it's a little like disheartening because I'm like, I've been servicing your yard just because David isn't here doesn't mean you're not going to get the same service. So
Yeah,
that is a little bit of a challenge and frustrating too, especially if it's a regular customer.
it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like doesn't make you feel very good. India wants to know what your equipment lineup is.
Um, Carry mostly steel. Weed eaters are what do I have? The comb. Oh, we use the 𝘂𝗵𝗶𝗀 attachments. So that's the one where you can put on you can add on the weed eater, the trimmer, just all different type of attachments. Have about let's see, what are they? The KM91s, and then there's one I can't remember the number, but there's a residential one that's underneath that. And the reason don't have some of the bulkier power heads is more so for me from when we first started out, weight wise, holding those tools and things like that. Again, because I came from social work, so a lot of the stuff was heavy for me to hold and to maneuver. So the 91 was the lightest of the professional versions or the commercial versions of the steel power heads. We also have the steel blowers, the we have a BR 800, the Magnum, and a 600, and then still use a 450 every now and again, but that's just like a backup. It really just stays in the garage. And then the mowers are Toro.
I'm like, so you guys are talking. I have no idea what you're talking about. None, because I don't use any of this commercial
I know
stuff.
you were looking. I'm like, can she hear me? Because you're making this face like.
I'm looking at what India wrote. She's like, I don't know. Yeah, you'll know what this is. The 131R.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What
Hers is a
is
little
that?
beefier than mine. It's if it's R, she has a 𝘂𝗵𝗶𝗀𝗃 system as well. Hers is I think the 131 might be the next level up
But
from what I have.
what
So
type of
hers is
equipment
more
is it?
powerful. Sorry.
What type of equipment is that? Is that a
Oh, I'm
blower or
sorry. It's
something?
the no, that's the weed eater.
We
Well, it's
okay.
actually the power head.
I
It's
got you.
really the
Okay.
power head. So you can just buy just a power head and have several attachments. But in our case, since we do this all day, we have several power heads. So on the racks on the trailer, we'll have a rack of we carry a hedge trimmer, a edger, and a string trimmer, and then any extra tools like extensions and things like that. That's kept in a toolbox.
Okay. So you guys, I'm assuming you have trucks.
Yeah, have a pick Toyota Tundra and then a trailer, which I think is like an 8 by 14, I think, if I
Nice.
remember right. Sorry. And then I have another work truck as well, but I try not to use that one.
Yo, I don't. I honestly, she's like, "We gonna break you in, PJ, on this equipment," and I honestly don't think I'm ever gonna need to use that. I'm just a battery. I'm a battery person, and they have like commercial battery equipment now. I know it's a lot more expensive than gas, but I just have no
Yeah.
desire to do mess with gas equipment. None, like zero.
I mean, yeah, you're doing I mean, no offense, but I think, yeah, if you're just doing your yard, I mean, yeah, it makes sense. I can see why. Um,
Yeah,
but
I mean
yeah, I
that's
don't
probably what's.
see.
But at GIE they had, so everyone knows by now what's happening in California with them
Yeah,
transitioning to battery. So at GIE it was all about the battery equipment, and they have like
really.
some serious like commercial battery equipment out there now. So I probably
I
never
think
need to know what y'all are talking about.
watch your mouth. No, I'm kidding. I think eventually, yeah, we'll all have to get there, but I'm sure it'll be a long time before that happens. I know some people have talked about, I think, say if a law passes in your state, you'll have to pay extra to use like an extra tax or extra fee to use your gas equipment but it's so expensive though, like to transition, like one
Yeah, I
little
mean
power head,
those
just to
batteries are no joke. They're no
yeah,
joke.
like, and to make that transition, if you have a whole line of gas equipment, like one power head, a cheap one, just the head alone, not even the edger or the weed eater part, that's like $200-300.
Yeah.
And if you have several of them, you have about $3,000-4,000 worth of, just power tools. And I can't see myself. I work too hard. I'm not letting that go.
Well, when I come to Georgia, and I will be coming there because I want this year I want to kind
Cool.
of go out and meet people, and I want to work with you. I want to go out
Yes.
working with you guys and
I
use
have
some
some
of that
lawns for
equipment.
you that you can experiment on.
I want to use some of that equipment because that's the only time I'm ever going to use it. So I want to come
That'll work.
and
I'll let you
and
use the tools, and then you can spray my customers with weeds.
there you go. Well, I'm not certified in Georgia, but
Oh yeah. Shh.
thank you, Miss Native Cherokee. She said, "Y'all some strong ladies, lady power,
Yay!
getting
Thank
that work
you.
done. I'm trying to get that work done for sure. Thank you." M Branch, they're saying, as a landscaper, are you experimenting with new products on your customer's lawn or on your own lawn? Like the products, I
I
suppose,
will.
would be like the fertilizers, which you're not really doing or anything.
No, haven't really had time to. Other than like applying. I think actually, yeah. When we first started, we were using like some of the items from like big box stores.
Hmm.
Initially, and then that kind of, for some reason, I don't know, phased out a little bit. But I do remember, yeah, using some. It's one we used to use. I can't remember the name of them, but yeah, we did used to use a lot of like it was kind of similar to like your simple lawn solutions where it came in a bottle and you would just spray it. So we would do those when we first started out, kind of really just doing here everything when you first start out. Then you kind of
Hmm.
start telling your services as you go along. But in
Hmm.
the beginning, we used to do some more so, and then at home, um, sometimes just put down some malorganite or something like that, and that's kind of it.
Yeah.
I haven't really. I need to because it does not look that great.
Milo. Um, D. Ranzer Beast says, I am
Oh,
impressed at
thank you.
how knowledgeable Joy is about a profession dominated by men. And, I'm also impressed with the knowledge. But, it's the thing is, women are out there doing it. We, educate ourselves and get that work done. And that's exactly what you're doing. So
Yeah, trying to.
awesome. CR is telling me to come to Georgia. Oh, I'm coming, CR, and you will be on the. I'll stop by and see you as well in that Bermuda you love so much.
Make a nice road trip.
Yeah, it would be. Um, so I want to go ahead and put I want to put the giveaway back up there while we chat a little bit more. Um, guys, if you are interested in the giveaway, just find my video that's titled "Is that paint on the grass?" Yes, I painted my grass as an experiment. I did. And comment on that video, paint it, and I will go over and grab those comments in about 5 minutes.
Atlanta
And
traffic is horrible.
yeah,
That's an understatement.
I wanted to know how it works, so that's what I did. So nothing wrong with that. And let's go back over here. I want to go because I want you guys to go and follow Joy over on Instagram. You said you don't have a YouTube, but you do have a Facebook, correct?
Yes, but really Instagram. I don't really use the Facebook too much. So really just the Instagram is what I've been using lately,
Okay.
which is at Sprucing Up GA.
Okay. And these guys here, they're great. You're probably gonna have a few new followers tonight. We got some
Yeah.
good people in the house here. Great supporters came out to learn about you, and I think they've learned quite a bit. Um,
Um,
like 20 years ago, my yard. So Miss Native Cherokee said, create I used to create living art. Sorry guys, I can't read that well. From cedar trees and hedges. Huh. Living
ah,
art from cedar trees and hedges way back like 20 years ago. So her yard was artwork. That's cool. That sounds cool.
that's cool.
Yeah. Can imagine. I
That's,
follow you on Instagram, so you should post some of those pictures of that. I'd like to see that. It's hard to visualize what it would look like, but I'd like to see that. Oh yeah,
yeah,
Vito.
it's
Vito's got you.
that's
He's
one
probably on
thing
the
I
phone.
like about the job too, like getting to drive around and see, like just being out and about, you see so many yards and like she said, like creating living art from things. We've seen people just like make fences and all kind of things out of their hedges and old wood and like it's pretty cool. I like what I do.
So I was talking to India. I threw an idea out there to her, but I didn't know what I was talking about. I was just saying like with the pine straw.
Pine straw.
Yeah, can you paint that to make? I mean, if it's that pretty red, I doubt you want to paint it, and you couldn't really do much with it. But what if it's like some older pine straw, kind of like the mulch dye?
Oh, no.
No, I'm way off on that one.
No, because I think like with the mulch, it's. I mean, the pine straw is technically, from a tree, but the mulch is more so wood, and that I'm assuming would absorb the color, versus the pine needle. I don't see
Wouldn't really
how it
absorb
being
it.
able to really absorb. I mean, I don't. I've never seen it, but it's possible.
You never
So
know.
worth a try.
You never know. You
But
never
yeah,
know.
that red is yeah. Most people love the red color.
Yeah, I think that red is very pretty. It definitely complements the surroundings. Like think about
Yeah.
that red against some double dark green grass.
Oh yeah,
Gosh, you can't
it's
you
sick.
can't beat
It's
that.
sick.
You
No, not
cannot
at
beat
all.
that.
It's so pretty.
All right, guys. Let's see. I didn't see any more questions in there. For you.
Oh, yeah, it's
Oh, so Cam is saying that they
definitely.
do have paint for the pine straw.
Oh, there is.
Huh.
Oh, learn something new.
Interesting. Okay. Comment was contained. All right, so I'm setting up this giveaway right now. So hopefully you've entered. Vito is saying that they don't have pine needles in New York. I was thinking that it was something that like a southern thing because if we have it in Virginia, I've never seen it. I've never seen it being utilized. Everyone goes for mulch here.
For mulch, okay.
Yeah. Color in landscape is important. Yep, it is.
Yeah, it
That red
definitely
is
it
just
makes a
beautiful.
huge difference with your curb appeal, definitely.
So BYD says he has the pine straw dye. So there is dye out there, guys.
Oh, cool. Well, good to know. I did not know that.
So that might be something you can incorporate, because I think India mentioned that she would use it instead of replacing it every year, maybe just
Replacing it,
dye
yeah.
it if it's cost effective.
Oh yeah, it is because pine straw is not cheap, nor is me the cost of us installing it. So, which is a deterrent for a lot of people, is it? So,
Okay. All right.
but we
Well,
do a good
interesting.
job, so it's worth it.
So BYD says he's done 3 videos on it. So I'm gonna have to look for that because this
I'm
pine
gonna have
straw
to
is
go
very
on his.
interesting to me. So I want to see it, what it looks like dyed. All right. So all right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pick a winner. I'm not gonna bring it up on the screen. I'm just gonna roll here. All right, India. Looks like you have won. Let me see if I can.
Oh,
I'm gonna see if I can. We don't need to see it. Yeah. MVP Lawn Care is the winner of the mug, and I will get that shipped out to you. Congratulations. Do you guys have any more questions for Joy? This has been a great interview, and I learned some stuff. I hope you guys did as well.
so did I. I didn't even know there was
We all
a pine
learned
straw
something.
dye. And actually I looked up BYD after I talked to you. I've seen his videos before.
Hmm.
Hey. But yeah, he's actually like I think yeah, he's in Stockbridge if I remember right, I think. So yeah, he's about probably on a good day 40 hour away with traffic.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Cool. We have a few Georgia people in the house tonight. That's interesting. Um, I got lots of people in Georgia to visit when I come through. Do a little road trip to Georgia. Not that far from me. I think probably about 8 hours, something
Yeah.
like that.
Something like that. Yeah. I've driven to Virginia. Yeah. We drove there a couple years ago. Yeah.
Hmm. That's
Yeah,
not
it's not
bad.
too
I
bad.
mean, I hate to drive, but I do it because this would be such a fun trip to take. You know, I warn you guys, I'll probably bring my kids, so watch out.
Oh.
Watch out.
Yeah, more than welcome.
Oh, yes, please,
Yeah, more
people,
than
hit that
welcome.
like button. Um, I appreciate everybody being here tonight. Um, a winter meetup. Let's have a winter meetup before season starts. That would be awesome.
That'd be cool.
That would be awesome. India's in North Carolina, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so between Virginia, right? I'm not stupid, am
Yeah,
I?
you're good. You're right.
Okay, like, come on, back
It's
me up
you,
here, Joy.
India,
Back me
and
up.
us. Yeah. Yeah,
um,
hit that like button.
all right. So Grace has another question for you. Have you ever had a customer that did not pay?
Hmm. Had customers not pay on time, but have I had one not pay? No. Had customers not a few maybe here they maybe not want to pay, but they paid. But yeah, thankfully I've crossed my fingers, but we've gotten really like lucky and blessed in that department.
Good.
Really strict on payment. Yeah, really strict on payment. Like
Yeah, you have to be.
probably
I mean, it's a
even
business.
yeah, even actually in the beginning, I think we were a little too strict on payment and wound up losing some customers when we first started. Um, as far as because we used to say like you have to pay always, like you have to pay up front. So we did lose, trial and error, just starting out, trying to figure things out. So we did lose a few with that and being a little too strict, even if it was like a regular customer. I'm losing some, but currently, yeah, we're really strict. Most of the customers pay that day, or if not the next day. You may have a few stragglers here or there, and those stragglers are like your regulars. who may every once in a while, it may go into a week or something like that. But it's never, we're not cutting your grass twice without being paid.
Oh
So on
yeah,
a rare
absolutely.
occasion, it may go for a week. But yeah, I've seen people say, "Oh, the customer hasn't paid me 2, 3 visits," and so that has not been our experience,
Yeah, good, good, good.
thankfully.
All right, so people seem to be into this lookup. Hey, I'm down. I mean this meetup. Hey, anywhere south of here, and I'm into it. That's right.
Cool.
We might have to broadcast this and like, hey, ladies of lawn
Everybody,
care, and
we have
anybody
our
who
little
supports
own
and
expo.
supporters, meet us. Vito, you're far away. I know you would meet us. Vito is saying, do you provide aeration and dethatching services?
Oh, we do. I forgot to mention that. We do not formally promote the aeration, but yeah, in the spring and then also the fall, especially for our regular customers, we will offer it, the aeration and overseeding.
So do you just rent the aerator?
Oh yeah, we rent it from big box store, the pro one. We rent that one, and it works. It works for us. That one time we, I think last, it was actually, I blame it on COVID. The first time ever in I don't know how many years of running aerators, we literally for the same customer had to go back and forth like 3 times because everyone we picked, it just was a dud.
Oh wow.
So, but other than that one fluke, yeah, they work.
Yeah.
And a lot of other companies as well um, pick up their aerators from like Home Depot, or I don't know if Lowe's. I assume Lowe's would too. But yeah, we usually get it from Home Depot, and a lot of others do as well. So
Okay. And what about seeding? Do you do any seeding?
yeah, if it's someone that's getting aeration, yeah, we will do that as well.
Okay. And is there a
Like that
particular type
one
of
with the
seed you
fresh.
use?
Actually, the main one is that particular customer in that first slide, or not the first slide, the earlier slides with the fescue. He actually prefers rebel seed because that's just what he's always used. So in his yard, for example, we do the aeration every fall, kind of about October or so, and then do the seed, put down the seed from him as well.
Okay. So they're saying people say the big box store pro is a beast. Way to go. Yep. I don't know
Yeah,
anything about
yeah.
it. I've never aerated. I don't plan on it. I'm gonna have my yard mechanically aerated in the spring, but
Okay.
I'm not doing it. I'm just gonna pay somebody to come and do it.
Oh, I will say, yeah, that is a task that, yeah, I don't do. My boyfriend is the one that uses it because it is heavy and that thing takes off.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah.
is a task, especially on like on flat surfaces. Yeah, I can do that, but on like some customers where they have hills or slopes, it's definitely even really a two-person task sometimes. On some of those hills, one customer we have is like a drop off, and he'll be pushing it, and I'll be pulling the front of it to get it up the hill.
Wow. Yeah. No,
So
thank you.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
thank you. Oh, all right. Yeah, so guys, just one more time, go out to Instagram and follow Joy. She's doing some good things. She's doing big things over there on Instagram. And we definitely appreciate you all being here tonight. India, congratulations on
Definitely.
your prize. And I think we're gonna go ahead and shut it down for the night.
Cool.
You got
Well,
anything to
thank
say,
you,
Joy?
everybody. Man, hey, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Thanks for
Yeah.
all the questions and the love. I'm new to the whole YouTube and very new to Instagram too. So thanks. It's been fun.
All right. All right, guys. Good night and happy holidays. There won't be another show for probably 3 weeks, I believe. Taking a break for the holidays, but we're going to pick right back up with a new Lady in Lawn Care starting in January. So take it easy and have a good night.